Good day, lords and ladies, and welcome back to Scarlet Hollow. This is episode 3 of Cornish Let's Play. So for those of you who are unfamiliar with the franchise, I strongly suggest that you watch series or episode 1 and episode 2 Let's Play videos, because this is a continuation of that character's storyline. We are playing Jason, and we are trying to see if he can survive a week at Scarlet Hollow. For those of you who have seen my other series in this franchise of Scarlet Hollow: The Darkest Timeline, you know what I'm talking about. This can get pretty dark, the stories in here. So far, Jason has managed to dodge most, if not all, of the negatives of being in Scarlet Hollow through athletic ability and perceptiveness, but we'll have to see if that lasts. So let us dive back in with day 3. For those of you who want to see the other video, the other series, I'll put a link in the description below. But for now, we are going to dive into episode 3 and we'll just see how it goes. Right here. Would you like to see a recap of the last 2 episodes? Let's see, do you want to do a full recap? Do we want to have just one for episode 2? It has been a while with Jason, so let's do a full recap. The thing is, this would take a while. No, yeah, let's go the full recap route. So there we are on the bus coming into Scarlet Hollow for our Aunt Arlena Scarlet's funeral. And we're meeting Tabitha for the first time, introducing to the estate. Jason gets on with Tabitha, and this is with us going up the mountain with Stella for the first time and running into weird mutated animals. Meeting Duke for the first time, and our first main crisis decision: saving Gretchen or saving Duke. But fortunately, with our athletic build, we will manage to do both, and we basically wounded the creature and it fled into the woods, and then we managed to punch our way out of the situation. Ditchlings, horrible things. Meeting Kinika and Sylvie for the first time, and going to sleep. Tabitha wasn't particularly happy with us after our first little nightly excursion, and warned us to basically be safe and be careful, and wanting us back home by sunset. I had another chat with Avery, which is one of the other people in town, in the cafe. Sort of explained what was going on. I met Oscar for the first time and heard about his daughter at the town library. Went to try and see Stella and Kinika's friend, who was called Reese, but he's unwell and his mother was reluctant to let us see him. Oh, the two women managed to convince the doctor to allow us to arrange a visit. And we had another run-in with Wade, who is a weird individual which has been following us. Very, very unpleasant. And then we saw the missing girl, Rosaline, who went into an abandoned mine, and against our better judgments we went inside after calling our cousin, of course, because it is only the sane thing to do in case something happens. Yep. Found a whole lot of teenagers. Our cousin turned up. And we heard weird noises in the deep. Some of the children ran off, but we managed to catch, one of them, and managed to get them back out on the surface, and we went after the other 2. We came across this weird tablet and passed out and saw ghosts all around us. We managed to get out before we managed to get everybody out before the mine collapsed. Yeah, that's what happened. That was a very good thing that we did. Because as a soul in the darkest timeline, it can go very, very bad very quickly. Now all the kids start arguing with each other, and we go home, or we go back to the Scarlet Estate and have a nice long sleep. We still see those shadowy figures behind us. Your thoughts are drawn to the carving on the wall and visions imparted upon you, and from there we wake. On the morning of the third day, Wednesday. Sunshine filters in through the dusty windows of the estate as your eyes flitter open. You manage to survive a second night in this town of Scarlet Hollow. Barely, I would argue. As you pull yourself out of the bed, you can feel the soot and grime of the saw mine still stuck to your skin. Do you want to take a shower or start the day without a shower? Yeah, probably don't want to take a shower in this place if we're going to be honest. Decide not to shower. I don't deserve to be clean. I don't want to be alone with my thoughts. I just prefer a natural musk. I'm a dirt goblin. And I've never showered, and I'm never showering again. There's no way I could feel clean after going into that shower. Yeah, probably that one, to be honest. Your mind flitters back to the last time you used a guest bathroom. Can't imagine taking a shower in there could possibly leave you cleaner. Time to start your day. You check on the possums, look out the window, check the closet, text Stella, the message group chat, text Stella and text Kanika individually and head downstairs. Let's check on the possums. Let's look out the window. I think Jason's going to go over and have a look at the window. You hold your breath and approach the bedroom window. After finding that the boot print and viscera in the garden yesterday, you can't help but anticipate something staring back at you. It's the same view. So Wayne, because Wayne was the bloke who was outside the window last time. Okay. Let's check on the possums. It's a second one. There are two of them now. Please get out of my dresser. The larger possum hisses, the smaller possum joins in. They bare their many teeth at you in unison, attempting to frighten you away from what clearly is their territory. Yeah, let's just wave at them. You wave down at the possums, they look up at you. Yeah, we're not going to pet possums. That's a bad idea. But we are going to close the dresser drawer. I've had enough of the growing family of possums that live in your dresser, at least for the time being. Let's check the closet, just in case that creepy doll inside has moved. Every time you see that doll, your heart skips a beat. It hasn't moved, right? Keen eye, no, it hasn't. So the traits that we have are keen eye and athletic, for those who are interested. And let's turn back. Yeah, so it hasn't gone anywhere. If you're interested ever in seeing where stuff is, like if you pick up your character and you can't remember what particular traits they have, it's in the journal icon, which is, I remember exactly, is here. Yeah, as you see, name Jason, hometown is Truro, we have powerful build and athletic. And you can see here the journal opens up and will tell us our major decisions. Major decisions for Monday, which we refused peanuts, found the possum in our dresser, escaped danger in the woods, punched the monster in the face, met Stella's friend Kanika and her mother Sylvie, and learned about ditchlings, returned to our cousin's estate before going to bed. And then on Tuesday, our major decisions were we woke up in our basic cousin's bedroom, or guest bedroom, checked on Dustin, which is the possum, by the way. Found a sickly boot print in the garden. Told Avery the truth about last night's encounter in the woods. Had tea with Avery at the diner. Walked with Stella to the mines. Spoke with 3 groups of miners. Caught with Tabitha. Warned Tabitha about the teenage sneaking into the saw mine, but went in without waiting for her. Managed to escape the mine. Collapsed without any injuries. So that's what we did up the last couple of days. Those are like the major decisions. And for those of you who are wondering, yes, the possum's name, the small possum's name, the first possum, which was the one on the left, is called Dustin, and he is a community favourite. Right. So. Yeah, we pull out our phone and open it. We must have accidentally pressed something, oh well. Okay. Let's go with what's the game plan. That's probably sounds we can go with like morning, how are you guys holding up? Last night was terrible. What's the game plan? You all I actually bonded with Tabitha last night. Can't wait to Ghostbust tonight. I get to meet Reese today. Let's go with what's the game plan. That sounds like something Jason would say. And just types out what's the game plan. He's awake and he wants to know what the plan is. It's probably be a bit before you get a response. Yeah, let's text Stella. You pull out your phone and text Stella. You've got to ask if you can. Yeah, that's like weird question, but can I borrow Sarah? How are you holding up? Want to hang before Reese and ghost hunting? Send a photo of a creepy mascot in a grungy basement. Let's go with. Yeah, that's a weird question. Can I borrow your shower? Yeah, because obviously Jason probably wants to take a shower, but he doesn't want to do it. Use the one here. Just gonna have to ask Stella to basically if you can borrow hers. Weird question, but can I borrow your shower? It'll probably be a bit before you get a response. Come up, text Kinika as well. You pull out your phone and text Kinika. How are you holding up? Want to hang out before Reese and the ghost hunting? Our thing with Miles. Yeah. Let's go with how are you holding up? Just checking in. Because she was in the mine with us as well when it collapsed, so everyone's a bit shaken up about it. But with everything done and dusted, it's time to go downstairs and have breakfast, Jason thinks. Another thing you wanted to do up here, it's time to start your day. You enter the kitchen and find your cousin in the midst of devouring a pint of banana chocolate chunk. She isn't alone. Frou-Frou glares at you from her usual spot on the counter as a red-headed woman busies herself trying to tidy as best she can. Tabitha's eyes dart to the corner of the room, almost as if she's ashamed of being caught in the act of stress eating ice cream for breakfast. Let's see. We have a couple of explore options which normally don't push the narrative forward, so let's do it. So we can go. Hello. We can go dressed already to a woman. Hello. Hello, I'm Jason. Ice cream for breakfast. But let's do the explore options first, shall we? Let's go with hi, I'm Jason. Hi, I'm Jason. You say. Good morning, I'm Jenny, says the redhead. Just here to do my little weekly cleaning. Whatever cleaning Miss Tabitha will let me do, at least, she chuckles. I could have this place looking brand new, you know. Tabitha just looks up from ice cream. Don't go making any big renovations or moving anything around. I like knowing where my stuff is. Okie dokie, says Jenny. It's just so nice to finally meet you, Jason. I mean, I guess I did meet you on Monday when you popped into the diner. Jenny, warns Tabitha. But seeing someone somewhere and meeting them face to face are two completely different things, I suppose. Okay. So we can go it's, thanks. Let's go, it's nice to meet you. We'll probably try and say it's nice to meet you. It's... But Jenny interrupts. All I'm trying to say is that it's wonderful to finally actually meet you. And I'm so happy part of the family is here to keep Miss Tabitha. With what's... sorry. Let's just start that, folks. All I'm trying to say is that it's wonderful to finally meet you, and I'm so happy part of the family is here to keep Miss Tabitha. I think it's probably supposed to be company. I think there's a word missing. What with everything that's... Tabitha interrupts Jenny. Oh, I'm sorry, Miss Tabitha. Am I being too much again? She says the redhead. Tabitha grumbles in acknowledgement. Oh, are we having ice cream for breakfast? Hey Tabitha, how's it going? Let's go with... Oh, are we having ice cream for breakfast? Let's go with that one. Oh, are we having ice cream for breakfast? Says Jason. I'll have no sass from you today, says your cousin. There was a massive mine collapse last night that almost got my cousin killed. So I'm under a lot of stress right now in case you hadn't put that together. And there's no we here. This stuff is way too hard to get hold of for me to share, she counters. Tabitha takes one last spoonful of ice cream, then discards the empty container, turning to you with her trademark scowl. Let's get going. I've got an errand to run in town, and every time I've left you here alone, something terrible wound up happening. So you're coming with me, she says. I'll meet you outside. Yay, cousin bonding time. Alright, let's go. But I haven't had breakfast. You can't just take away my freedom like that. I don't need to babysit it. Let's go with, but I haven't had breakfast. Yeah, it's probably the smart thing. You've only just woken up. But I haven't had breakfast, you counter. We'll find you something in town, says Tabitha. Jenny, lock up when you leave, please, and don't go rearranging anything. Oh no. The woman comes wandering over. As you're ready to leave, Jenny approaches from the far side of the kitchen. Tabitha remains between the two of you, impatiently tapping her foot. Oh, Jason, before you go, I heard about what happened last night. I mean, I've heard about it before. I heard about it before Miss Tabitha mentioned it just now. And then I heard it again. I just wanted to say that I'm so sorry you got caught up in that. You two did right by those kids, though, she said. What a blessing. Everyone got out of the situation all right. Let's go with the keen eye option, because that's one of our abilities. I tend to try and go with the traits options for conversations if possible, because they tend to have the most impact. Keen eye. You only come in once a week, right? What do you do with the rest of your time? Says Jason. Oh, odd jobs mostly. Weeding gardens, cleaning houses, watching kids, that sort of thing. My husband's the pastor, so a lot of my time's spent at the church and doing things for the community. Poor Daniel. He's been going absolutely stir crazy since we moved here, what with nobody really attending sermons. It'll probably do him a lot of good to talk you it'll probably do him a lot of good to talk you through your worries. With everything that's been going on lately, having a priest on speed dial seems handy. Sounds wonderful. Thank you for the offer. Maybe. We'll see. I'm not the religious type. I'm not Christian, but thank you for the offer. I'd rather not. Let's go with sounds wonderful. Thank you for the offer. Or yeah, let's go with everything that's been going on lately, having a priest on speed dial seems handy. To be honest, they've been running into a lot of supernatural weirdness. With everything that's been going on lately, having a priest on speed dial seems handy. Having a pastor on speed dial is always handy, says Jenny. Debatable, mutters Tabitha. And my Daniel is a wonderfully talented pastor, continues Jenny. Also debatable, adds Tabitha. Enough dawdling, says your cousin. We're leaving. You and Tabitha walk through the doors of the estate and into her car. The ride to town is uneventful. Your cousin's unsurprisingly more focused on the road than making conversation. Alright, we'll just pop into the general store for a few minutes, says your cousin as both you step out of the vehicle. What are we doing in the general... Let's go with that one. Let's do the explorers. What are we doing in the general store, you inquire? Picking up tea from Sylvie. You drink tea? Oh, you need. What kind of tea? Let's go with that. Oh, neat. What kind of tea? Jason inquires. I don't know. The kind that Sylvie makes. She makes a bunch of weird stuff. I don't know what all of it's called, says your cousin. Quit interrogating me about tea blends, jeez. Shouldn't we be solving a mystery right now? After everything that's happened in the past 2 days, it's nice to just go on an errand. Yeah, let's go with that. Jason's probably a bit tired of going into mines and punching monsters in the face. After everything that's happened after everything that's happened the past 2 days, it's nice to just go on an errand, he says. Exactly, says Tabitha. Just as the door swings open, you and Tabitha turns as the door to the general store bursts open. A flustered Kanika exits, shouting behind her. Fine, okay, keep coddling him, keep letting him get away with stuff you never would have let me so much as think about. I'm sick of carrying this family. Kanika storms off, the door slowly drifting shut behind her. Ugh. Other people and their dramas, mutters Tabitha. If more people kept things to themselves, they'd be a lot happier. Okay, so let's see. We've got a couple of powerful build options here. True strength is not being afraid to show what you're struggling. Powerful build, yeah. True strength comes from being able to crush your emotions in a tiny ball. You can't get stronger if you do not fight. And we have a couple of keen eye ones as well. Man, there's a lot of them here. Out of curiosity, would you call yourself happy? What are you bearing? No, I think the top one is probably the one that Jason would go with. True strength is not being afraid. Is not being afraid to show that you are struggling. Let's go with that one. True strength is not being afraid to show that you're struggling, says Jason. The only people who think it's admirable to show a soft underbelly are those who have been lucky enough to not wind up with a dagger in their heart. I don't really agree with that. Like, being self-confident to basically admit that something is wrong is really an important trait to have. One day, that luck inevitably runs out, Jason, says your cousin. Yes, indeed. Well, but at least you won't have any regrets. We're burning the daylight, she mutters. Come on. Come on, already. The two of you head for the general store. The bells of the general store chime as you cross the threshold. The smells of old wood and steamy herbal tea flood your senses, making you feel instantly at home. Good morning, says Sylvie. Good morning, you two. Hope you're doing well after last night's activities. Morning, says Tabitha. Is the new blend ready? Of course, says Sylvie as she looks at your cousin. Jason, if you'd like to keep Miles company, Tabitha and I will just be a minute. Is Kanika okay? Sounds like your daughter is pretty mad at you, Sylvie. Can't I go with you? I like the tea room. I'm afraid of Miles. What if he makes fun of me because I'm old? Can I have some tea? Let's go. Is Kanika okay? Is Kanika okay? Jason inquires. Of course, she just needs some time to cool down, says Sylvie. Emotions are a little high considering everything that happened yesterday, the old woman states. She'll settle down soon enough. I'm just glad both of my little ones made it out okay. Sylvie motions for Tabitha to follow, and they both disappear into the tea room, closing the door behind them with the tinkle of bells. Now we could try and listen in. Shout and Miles quietly wait. Yeah, no, like, Jason isn't for eavesdropping. Even though that's really tempting, but I don't think it's in Jason's nature to eavesdrop on other people's conversations. He's not that kind of guy. Just chat with Miles. So, Miles, says Jason, before you can finish your thought, you're halted by the tinkling of bells announcing another patron. Or in this case, another 2 patrons. Duke. Well, says the old man. Powerful build. You've never seen the man beside Duke before, but whoever he is, he's big. If it ain't Jason, says Duke. Bo, this is Miss Scarlet's cousin. He was there with Stella that night in the woods. The younger man nods at you. It's a pleasure to meet you, sir. My name's Bo. I'm Duke's boy. Hope you've been faring better since all that unpleasantness, says Duke. See, this is he was the man that we met in the woods. He was looking for one of his lost chickens called Bertie. How's Bertie doing? You notice that Bo winces. Oh, she's hanging in there. Too bad there's no vet in town anymore, mutters Duke. Not that I'm certain a vet could do her much good. We got her comfortable at least. We got her set up in the closet with a heat lamp. Been trying to feed her all her favourite food, scrambled eggs and whatnot. But she hasn't been too interested, mutters Bo. At least she's not out in them woods, says Duke. Let's go with things have gotten worse. Yeah, let's go with that. Things have gotten worse, mutters Jason. I did hear whispers about what happened up in the mines last night, mutters Duke. Scarlet Hollow ain't so safe this week, it would seem, mutters the man. How have you been? Hanging in there? Yep. Jason looks at the pair. Looks at Duke. How have you been? Hanging in there? Oh, I can't complain. Now that we know what's been getting at our chickens, them things won't so much as step a foot on my property. Not with Bo and me watching the perimeter with our shotguns at the ready. We even set the missus up with her pistol, he says. Good thing we were watching nearly caught Julius trying to make off with Big Betty. As if he could carry off a nearly 2,000-pound pumpkin on his own. I'd almost love to see him try, mutters Duke. It's not like we're taking her to the States Fair anyway. He runs a hand over his face. Now all she's good for is making the world's largest pumpkin pie. I don't think Mama has a tin big enough for a Big Betty-sized pie, Daddy, says Bo. Who's Julius? You inquire. Julius Tremaine. He practically spits the name. Some cousin who, however many times removed, though I don't claim him as kin. He owns a farm next to ours, except he doesn't seem to have a good grasp of whose property is whose. Bo mutters out loud, thinks he owns half our land, always sneaking around taking vegetables we planted. 'Cause the way he tells it, we're the one stealing from him, saying he's the one putting seeds in the ground, says Duke. He's a miserable old cuss, and he knows it too. Stealing vegetables, born of other folks' hard labour, is probably the only joy he has in life. Big Betty is a pumpkin? Yeah, let's go that one. Big Betty is a pumpkin, you inquire? Sure is. Probably would have taken home at least a few ribbons at the state fair this year. Maybe even a world record if we were lucky. Ah well. My hens are more important, mutters the old farmer. We just have to grow an even bigger one next year, Daddy, reassures Bo. The land's been good to us. We'll sure grow them big out. We sure grow them big out on the Callaway farm. You look over towards Bo, and that is probably a very accurate statement. Those things we saw on Monday are called ditchlings, aren't they? Yeah, still have that. The things we saw on Monday are apparently called ditchlings, and they're supposed to be a bad omen, you say. Ditchlings, mutters Duke. Sounds like some old folk tale, adds Bo. Suppose that suits him, mutters the farmer. As for being an omen, I believe that too, he adds. But I suppose there ain't much to be done if they're forewarning some kind of disaster besides looking out for me and mine. Still, I appreciate you telling me, Jason, says the man. Yes, see if any more of them have turned up. Have you seen any of them around your farm? You inquire. Yeah, says Bo. We saw a few of the critters. They scurried off before I could start shooting. Nasty little buggers, mutters Duke. We've all been losing sleep, making sure we can have. Nasty little buggers. We've all been losing sleep, making sure we can have an eye on things. It's even rubbing off on the hens. None of the little ladies have been laying this week. You know, Daddy, I bet some big mastiff could keep things away, says Bo. This seems like just the kind of job for a guard dog. Now don't you start again, we ain't getting a dog, says Duke. I've got enough mouths to feed, and as much as you say you'll take responsibility, I know it will be me cleaning up after it. Besides, I don't have much faith those things would be stopped by a dog, he adds grimly. I saw more than a few of them in that nest. Yeah, I mean, like, this is interesting, because I wonder what happens in this conversation if you don't have Duke here, because as those who have watched the Darkest Timeline series knows, like, if you pick a bad option, Duke dies. So it's interesting to see what happens if you don't go down that route, or if you go down that route and see where it goes. We'll probably see it in the Darkest Timeline. Nice to see you, Duke. Let's go with that option. Be polite. Nice to see you, Duke. Duke, it was a pleasure running into you, Jason, but we'd better get on with our shopping, says the man. Can't spend too long away from the farm with all those little devils running around. Bo agrees. Can't leave Mama all by herself up there for very long. You have a good one. Hope Scarlet Hollow treats you better from now on, says the man. It was nice to meet you, Jason, and please tell Miss Scarlet I'm sorry about her mama, adds Bo. They shuffle off into the aisles. Tabitha and Sylvie are still in the tea room. Your phone buzzes as you wait. Oh my god, hey, I've overslept. It says, it's a message from Stella. Still gotta make myself breakfast, meet at the library after and figure out plan. Then it buzzes again. Hey again, lol. It's again from Stella. If you want to come over for breakfast, would honestly love to hang out. Then it buzzes yet again. Somebody was busy this morning. Oh, hey again. If you want to hang out before the library thing, I'm parked in the abandoned lot by the gas station. It's hard to miss. You have plenty of time before dinner at Reese's house. So, go after Kanika, swing by Stella's, check in on Oscar, go to the diner and see Avery, or wait for Tabitha. We've been waiting a while for Tabitha, and Jason really wants to have a sour, so probably let's go and check in with Stella. It doesn't take long to make your way to Stella's house. You'll be polite and knock on the door. You politely knock on Stella's door. There's no answer. You knock again, louder this time. Renewed effort is immediately met by the sounds of an excited Gretchen. Keen eye, your sharp senses. You can barely make out the slow and quiet shuffling of feet over Gretchen's excitement. An exhausted Stella groggily stares at you from her doorway. Hey, sorry. I'm still a bit of a mess. I guess I slept in a lot. If you still want to use the shower, you can pop in while I get dressed, and then I can make us some breakfast. I have to love the artwork. Like, this artwork is really good. The hand-drawn art style of this game is something I always recommend to people who want a beautiful game to play. Showering here was a much better idea than showering at the estate. As steam fills your lungs and soot washes down the drain, your mind starts to wander, only to be interrupted by Stella shouting from the other room. Alright, what are you feeling for breakfast? Pancakes, eggs and biscuits? Maybe a classic scramble? I also have toasted waffles. I also have toaster waffles if that's more your speed. No, let's go explore. Powerful build. All of those options sound incredible. It's like you know the way to my heart. Yeah, all those options sound incredible. It's like you know the way to my heart. You reply. What can I say? Great minds think alike, says Stella. Offering biscuits after I've had one of Winnie's. Offering biscuits after I've had one of Winnie's, which is supposed to be very good biscuits, by the way. You've had them before. Someone's got a secret fan recipe, huh? Yeah, maybe, says Stella. I never said they'd be as good as Winnie's, but I'm certainly got a trick or two up my sleeve. I'm a pancake guy. Alright, let's see what you've got. Biscuits it is. Can't go wrong with a scramble. I don't suppose a tofu scramble is an option. Don't trouble yourself. Toasted waffles is fine. Can you pick something for me? I don't want to burden you. I don't want to burden with free will. I wish there was a option with the powerful build to say, like, can I have everything? Because that's what we did in episode 1. I do like pancakes myself, so let's go with pancakes. I'm a pancake guy, you say. Excellent. Nothing like cakes for breakfast. We can even make it together once you're all done in here. In there. Alright, let's get started, says Stella. Explore, flirt, explore. Is it jumpsuit because we're hunting later? Ghost hunting later. Ah, yes, the classic Ghostbusters reference. But no, I'm going to do the flirt option. Like, Jason has been flirting with Stella throughout the last 2 episodes, so let's go with that. He likes her. That's a cute jumpsuit, you say. Oh, thanks. I kind of picked it out just for you, says Stella. This used to be my lucky get-up from back when I did ghost hunting videos. Though I guess you might call it unlucky since I've never actually seen a ghost. But hey, after the past couple of nights, maybe we could use a bit of bad luck. She chuckles. Kind of bad luck where we don't find anything, of course. Don't want to jinx us. She adds. Should we start on food? I'm starving. Let's get started, you say. Pancakes are pretty easy, says Stella, although the real challenge is not burning them. And not undercooking them, either, she says. And not burning them and undercooking them at the same time. That actually is quite true. But hey, at least the ingredients are easy to assemble. I'll handle the dry stuff if you mix the wet stuff. Stella gives you a handful of pre-measured ingredients, a bowl and a whisk. And if you don't mind, I'm going to make an egg for myself while you work on the mix. Can I have an egg too? Yeah, let's go with that. Actually, can I have an egg too? Of course. More the merrier. Hope you like over easy. Anyway, seems like you got an early start. Seems like you got an earlier start than I did. Anything interesting happen while I was asleep? Did Tabby give you a hard time? Let's go with that one. Start off with, I ran into Duke and Bo at the general store this morning. Oh yeah? How are they doing? Says Stella. Have they run into any more ditchlings? Yeah, let's go with, yeah, a few. Sounds like they've been fending them off so far. Yeah, a few. Sounds like they've been fending them off so far, you say. Things are getting worse, aren't they? Mutters Stella as she looks at you. Let's go to the next explore option. Tabitha was planning on babysitting me all day, but I gave her the slip, you say. I'm glad you're here, says Stella. She blushes as she looks at the frying pan. It's been really nice spending time with you, even if a lot of it has been the 2 of us running in terror from the monster of the day. Let's go with that. Not a whole lot has really happened other than that, you say. Well, no news is probably good news, right? Counters Stella. Are you pumped for the ghost hunt tonight? I'm extremely pumped. Whatever happens, I hope it's scary. I'm craving that adrenaline rush. After everything that we've been through, I'm pretty nervous. I'd rather we just didn't do it. I didn't sign up for this. Don't know if it really matters how I feel about it. It's got to get done. Can't be worse than the last 2 nights. I still don't believe in ghosts. Let's see. No, probably the thing is that we were going there to help them get back into their house because Oscar and his daughter had been chased out. Let's go. I don't know if... Yeah, let's go with this one. Don't know if it really matters how I feel about it. It's got to get done. You say? Yeah. Oscar and Rosalina are stuck living in a back room, mutters Stella. It's got to get done, even if getting it done means finding out that theirs isn't a ghost, she says. And hey, it'll probably be chill. Ghosts are usually pretty harmless, I think, she adds. As long as you're not adventuring into abandoned mines. don't see how even the legit haunting could be anywhere near as bad as as everything that happened to us yesterday or the day before. And barring the whole Tommyknocker situation, if those even were ghosts, I've never actually encountered one. Odds are nothing serious happens. We'll get a night of well-deserved rest and gentle spooks. Let's go with Stella. Please don't say it'll be chill. You're going to jinx it. You've been saying things are going to be chill, and they haven't, and they've been very not chill. Alright, it'll be fun. Hell yeah, can't wait. So what shall we go with? No, I think Jason will want to point it out to her. You keep saying things are going to be chill, and they've wound up being very much not chill. So they'd be nervous. He jokes. Stella laughs. You know, now that you mention it, I guess that's starting to become a pattern, isn't it? Well, even if it's not chill, it's like you said, it's going to get done. Eggs are done. Time for the pancakes. And I think, folks, that's a good place to end it for now. We will leave off this episode with the two of you making pancakes in the kitchen. We'll get back to you tomorrow actually, for the next episode. I've been Cornish-knight. This has been Scarlet Hollow episode 3, and I shall see you all next time as we continue on our adventures with Jason. Goodbye, everybody.